Welcome back to Insects for Fun. Today, we're looking closely at those weird knobs you sometimes see on trees. What made them and why? Spoiler alert, it was a gall wasp. In this episode, I will cover what gall wasps are, how they create galls, the science behind their manipulation, the range of weird shapes, and even their bizarre life cycles. Gall wasps are members of the Cynipidae family, and they are master manipulators, capable of turning plant tissue into bizarre, beautiful, and functional homes. The family Cynipidae has about 1,300 known species worldwide, with the majority living in North America. There's about 360 species or so in Europe, though. Scientists estimate the total number of species could be much higher, though, due to their cryptic nature and species complexes. So, where does the term gall come from? Well, it's actually from the Latin word galla, meaning a plant tumor or growth. Gall wasps simply refers to wasps that cause these swellings. Their scientific family name, Cynipidae, comes from the Greek word kynips, a type of wasp mentioned by ancient authors. So how do these wasps actually go about making galls? Well, it starts with a female gall wasp using a specialized ovipositor to inject eggs into plants. This ovipositor isn't just a needle, it's more like a chemical delivery system. As the egg is deposited, the wasp introduces hormone-like compounds and possibly symbiotic viruses or proteins that hijack the plant's growth mechanisms. The result is a gall, which is a structure of plant tissue that provides both food and protection for the developing wasp larva. Some galls are simple lumps, but others look like spiky balls, sea anemones, rose flowers, or even fuzzy starbursts. And no, I'm not talking about the candy. The exact shape and form depend on the species of wasp and the host plant involved. California gall wasps create large apple-like galls on oak twigs. Honeydew gall wasps produce bullet-shaped galls in clusters. But how long does it take for a gall to form? And how long do the larvae stay inside? Galls typically take a few weeks to form and mature over the course of several months. Larvae usually stay inside the gall for anywhere from 3 to 10 months. This is dependent, of course, on the species and environmental conditions. Some overwinter inside the gall and don't emerge until the following spring or summer, which is why it can take such a long time. Once the larva has completed development, it chews a tunnel to the outside and emerges as an adult wasp, ready to repeat the cycle. But it turns out the life cycle of a gall wasp is pretty complicated, often involving alternation of generations. This means one generation might be all female and parthenogenetic, essentially just a bunch of clones, like stormtroopers from Star Wars, while the next generation might include both sexes. Many species of gall wasps have these odd phases between being sexual and asexual. They also switch host plants or even the type of gall they induce depending on the generation. This bizarre biology makes them very difficult to study and identify. But it gets weirder. You see, not every gall is home to just one wasp. There are often tiny ecosystems, including insects that live in the gall but don't harm the host wasp, like freeloaders. Some species of gall wasps, like Synergus species, are known for laying their eggs inside the galls made by other wasps. These larvae feed on the gall tissue without directly killing the original larva. Of course, there are other wasps, though, whose intentions are completely different. Gall wasps are subject to parasitization from parasitoids. But surprisingly, gall wasps have other predators too, like birds and insects that chew open galls for a juicy protein snack. So now let's talk about the trees. Do these galls hurt them? For the most part, galls are not harmful to the overall health of mature trees. A few galls here and there are more like cosmetic blemishes. However, heavy infestations, especially of twig or stem galls, can stress young or already weakened trees, potentially affecting growth. Still, for a healthy mature tree, gall formation is usually just part of life, and it's nothing to worry about. Alright, let's get into some interesting cultural references and folklore. Gall wasps have a long history of human fascination, after all. In medieval Europe, oak apple galls were used to make iron gall ink, which was the standard ink used in Europe for over 1,000 years. In the British Isles, some people carried galls as charms against evil spirits, which I can totally see, considering people here used carved turnips to ward off ghosts in what we now know as Halloween. In Japan, certain galls are harvested to make dye or tannin-rich extracts used in traditional crafts. Many galls, like large ones found on oak trees, are rich in tannins, which people have historically used for turning animal hide into leather. People actually still use them today, but not on a commercial scale as far as I'm aware. People have even used galls for medicinal purposes, like treating stomach aches and wounds thanks to the tannins they produce. Gall wasps might be small, but their impact is huge, ecologically, biologically, and historically, and I think they're one of the more fascinating kinds of wasps. And that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks for tuning in to Insects for Fun. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe and share it with your fellow nature nerds. If you want more content, you can find it over on patreon.com/insectsforfun. I'm currently working on some new vlogs showcasing my current caterpillar raising progress. Thanks again for listening.